And DD India's Akshay Dongre is now joining us with more on Defence Minister Rajnath Singh's visit to Washington, D.C. He's following that closely. Akshay, tell us more about, this security and supply agreement which was signed between India and the United States.
Well, Mark, very good afternoon to you and to all of our viewers. The Indian Defence Minister right now is in the United States. He landed in the Washington, D.C. yesterday evening. And since then, it has been a jam-packed event, jam-packed program for the Defence Minister, be it an event with the Indian diaspora or the inking of this crucial SOSA agreement, that is security of supply arrangements. Now, it becomes extremely important in several aspects as far as the national defense of India is concerned. Now, let's hypothetically take a scenario where India is in a requirement of crucial supply equipment that it imports from the United States. US being one of the largest, in fact, perhaps the largest defense supplier for India as far as national defense requirements are concerned in the last few years. So we are looking at a partner that is reliable as far as supplying of crucial infrastructure, crucial requirements and commodities are concerned when it comes to the national defense. According to this agreement, which is though non-binding, but the US has signed it with 17 other nations. India was the 18th SOSA partner, and the other 17 partners have been close allies. For example, the United Kingdom, we have Finland, we have Canada, we have South Korea. All of those nations, including Japan as well, and other several countries who have already signed this agreement, which mandates the parties of this agreement to ensure that the supply of essential defense equipment is provided on priority basis. Now, the scenario that we were talking about, a possibility of a conflict, we require some essential supplies from the US. So they will have to provide, all of these equipments that are required by India that it has already agreed upon in the past on priority basis. So, for example, the GE 414 engines we have been talking about, because of a lot of disruptions that are going across the world, conflicts, possibility of wars, tensions with nations. The US market has been focusing on fulfilling its defense requirements or the defense requirements of its NATO allies, and that is why there has been a delay as far as the engine supply is concerned, which has hit Indian program. So it cannot happen in future. If we have a SOSA agreement, and now that we have signed it, there is higher hope that the requirement for India's crucial defense equipment will be done on priority basis, and India will do the same. India, while becoming one of the crucial global manufacturer for defense equipment, it is also expected to do the same if it is required by the United States of America.
Indeed, a vital agreement there for supplies.
Absolutely.
But tell us more, Akshay. What more can we expect from the talks between Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and the US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin later today?
Well, Mark, that's a very valid question. In fact, as far as the expectations from the US side and the expectations from the Indian sides are concerned, both of these countries are huge, global players when it comes to maintenance of peace, security, freedom of trade, navigation. Both being, one being one of the largest democracy in the world, one being one of the oldest democracy in the world. Both have shared values when it comes to these kind of conflicts that are erupting across the world. So the expectation as far as defense minister's program is, one agreement we have already signed, that is the supply of security of supply arrangements, and other crucial memorandums that are expected to be signed can be around technology, can be around artificial intelligence, can be around robotics, can be around drones, weapon supplies. US has been trying to become even larger defense supplier to Indian armed forces, be it the Air Force in terms of fighter aircraft, to the Indian Army in terms of better, more technologically advanced equipments, including night goggles. You have armors, you have guns, you have ammunition, and when it comes to the Indian Navy, it has also been trying to supply its own submarines or other equipment that US has been pioneering. doing. Be it in terms of security, that will be perhaps prioritized by both the parties, or economic agreements that can be signed, to facilitate travel of the Indian students to America to get higher education, or be it the expats that are living there. Also, there are certain contentious issues that are also likely to be taken up as far as this meeting is concerned when it comes to India's internal security and certain factors that have been using US as a safe haven. So all of this can be discussed by the two leaders, and it is important because it's not just the defense aspect when it comes to the national security. It's also the economic aspect. It's also about the sanctions. It's also about a lot of other things that are usually not seen by public eye. So all of that has to be is expected to be discussed when it comes to this upcoming meeting between Jake Sullivan and Rajnath Singh.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Akshay Dongre, who's following that story very closely, for joining us.